Good morning, YouTube. Catching me on my commute into the office today. In the past week or so, I've had a couple of people ask me to elaborate a little bit on the fender bender I was involved in the other day. Got rear-ended. So I'll take a couple of minutes to sort of explain what happened. As I said in the earlier video when I first mentioned the rear ending, I am of course fine. So is the bike. Luckily everything was at real low speeds. So here's what happened. I was coming up out of my parking garage, which is underground, so there's a pretty big ramp coming up to the top. Come to the top of the ramp, and there's the road. It's Flatbush Avenue, pretty heavily used road going north and south through Brooklyn. So I come to the top of that, and there's no stoplight. It's just an open driveway. Looking left, looking right, waiting for the traffic to clear so I can pull out, because I'm going to cross from the southbound lane of traffic to the other side so I can head northbound into Manhattan. So I'm waiting for the traffic to clear, looking left, looking right, creeping forward so I can see past the cars that are parked what's coming southbound. And I creep up, come to a stop. Oh God, it already feels like 90 degrees. So I creep forward, come to a stop, creep forward, come to a stop. And it's about that time that I look in my mirror and I see that there's another car coming up the drive, behind me. Some, milquetoast minivan, either a Toyota Sienna or a Honda Odyssey. I can't even remember. They all look the same. But he comes up behind me and he comes to a stop, and I don't really think anything of it because he can't go anywhere until I leave, obviously, because I'm in front. So I look left again, then I look right, and all of a sudden the next thing I know, I'm getting pushed rather violently forward from behind, and then I'm on the ground. So this guy had been right behind me at a full stop, and then somehow decided that he wanted to occupy the same space I was in. And he didn't hit me that hard or directly. So I'm here, my bike. He's coming up behind me. My bike's sort of off to the right because you need to let people come into the driveway. I'm going to go this way. I'm going to take a left-hand turn. He comes up behind me. He's going to go right, and he just clips the side of my bike, pushes me forward, and then the bike goes to the to the right, falls over to the right on top of me. He immediately threw the car into reverse and sort of backed it up a little bit. At this point, I am just hollering at this guy and ready to come up swinging because I can't see him. I don't know what's going on. All I know is that this asshole just hit me, and I'm now trapped underneath my bike. So I pull myself out from underneath my bike, turn the bike off, get the bike vertical again. Oh, I'm getting pissed off again just thinking about this. So I get the bike vertical, get it on a stand, look at the guy, and he's just like, late 50s, maybe early 60s dude who just, he was freaking out. I can immediately tell that there's nothing really wrong on me. I'm not broken in any way from getting pushed onto the ground. Coming back to it later, my knee was kind of sore where it touched down first, but not enough to really worry about it. And he's saying, should we call the cops? Should we call an ambulance? And I'm thinking to myself, no ambulance, because I don't need one, and I'm late for work, so please, no cops. I don't want to deal with this bullshit. First of all, I tell the guy, listen, I want to make sure the bike starts, and the bike's fine. So I got on the bike, started it up, it started right up. Spilled a little bit of gas, but as soon as the carbs were full, the carb bowls were full again, it shot right up, so the bike was fine. There's a little bit of damage to my left rear indicator, which I'll show right here. So this is what this is the only damage that happened during that little collision. Still works though. Oh, and when the bike went down, it touched the exhaust can down, and I think it knocked loose the baffle because it's been rattling since that day. And it's nothing bad, it's just annoying as hell. Ugh. But going back to the the moments after the accident, he wanted to know if I was fine. I was fine. The bike appeared to be pretty fine. Wasn't damaged. Everything's fine. No need to call the police officers. Everything's fine. Also, I just didn't want to look at the guy anymore because I was pretty angry. I came off, better from the accident. I looked at his car, and where he hit me, the whole bumper had cracked, and half of it had fallen out. I mean, he's probably got at least $500 worth of damage to the front end of his van. Now again, he came from the side, tapped me, and the bike went over. Had he been coming from directly behind me, it would have been a completely different story. He would have gone right into the rear tail light, into the brake light, pushing that forward, probably crushing the rear fender, at which point, at least momentarily, the bike would have been unrideable. So I was lucky in that, one, it was low speed. 2, he hit me from the angle he hit me at, and 3, even from hitting me and going down, I didn't get any injuries. So that was all good. Looking back on it now, anything I could have done differently to avoid it, I really don't think so. I was at a full stop. He was at a full stop. It came into his head that I had already left. That's why I asked him afterwards, why did you go? He said that he looked left, saw me looking left, and then just assumed that I had gone to the right, so he didn't look again. He just lifted off of the brake, gave it a bit of gas, and next thing he knows, he was just on top of me. So I don't think there's anything I could have done to indicate that no, in fact, I was from a full stop going to stay at a full stop. I really don't think I could have done anything. It just turns out that, he wasn't paying attention. And that's the kind of thing that happens here. So like I said, bottom line, bike's fine, I'm fine. Survived the first, brush with another car on the CB500. Nothing's damaged that I wasn't going to tear off and repair or replace anyway. Off the phone! Oh! And before I go, I'm gonna congratulate myself. Just passed 1,000 miles on the CB500 since I got it. So, yay me. I guess that's those topics covered today. The rear-ending accident and my bike turning 1,000 miles since new to me. Just ticking over 15,100 miles. Right about meow. Sweet. So you guys out there, be well and ride safe.